Welcome to Big Idea, Hardly, where you can learn something new in just a few minutes. Today, we study together Anna Schechtman's book, The Riddles of the Sphinx, Inheriting the Feminist History, in which we delve into the intricate relationship between crossword puzzles and the feminist history, highlighting how language, identity, and politics intertwine through the seemingly simple pastime of crossword puzzles. Anna Schechtman is a Klarman Fellow at Cornell University and will be an assistant professor in the Department of Literatures in English in 2024. Crossword puzzles might seem like simple entertainment, but their history is deeply intertwined with feminist struggles and societal norms. In the early 20th century, crossword puzzles were more than just a pastime. They were a battleground for intellectual and social engagement. This book explores how crosswords became a medium for women to navigate and challenge societal expectations. Margaret Farrar, the first crossword editor for the New York Times, standardized crossword rules, making them more accessible and intellectually stimulating. Her work asserted a space for women in a predominantly male intellectual domain. Farrar's puzzles were a testament to her belief that women's intellect was on par with men's, a silent rebellion against the era's gender norms, the book quotes. Crossword puzzles also provided a platform for women like Ruth Hale, a member of the Algonquin Round Table and a suffragist, to express their intellectual capabilities. Hale's involvement in crossword puzzles reflected a cultural shift where women were beginning to assert their intellectual presence. Her puzzles often included clues subtly referencing women's rights and social issues, advocating for change. Julia Penelope, a linguist and crossword constructor, used puzzles to challenge traditional notions of language and gender. Penelope's work highlighted the fluidity of language and its power to shape social realities. Penelope's puzzles were more than word games. They were linguistic experiments that questioned the very foundations of language and meaning, the book states. The digital age brought new challenges and opportunities. The transition from hand-constructed to computer-generated puzzles reflects societal shifts towards automation and changing intellectual labor. This shift impacted women constructors who had to adapt to new technologies while maintaining the intellectual rigor of their puzzles. The book delves into the psychological aspects of crossword puzzles, particularly in relation to eating disorders. Schechtman's personal narrative intertwines with the history of crosswords, revealing how the discipline and control required for puzzle construction mirrored her struggle with anorexia. This intersection of personal and intellectual discipline provides a poignant commentary on the pressures faced by women to conform to societal expectations. During the 1920s and 1930s, crossword puzzles were often seen as a feminine pastime, reflecting societal attitudes towards women's intellectual pursuits. This perception changed as more men entered the field, and crosswords became associated with intellectual rigor and serious journalism, highlighting the gender dynamics in cultural activities and the ongoing struggle for intellectual equality. An article from the 1920s captures the cultural anxiety surrounding crosswords. The crossword craze is turning the minds of young women away from their domestic duties, a dangerous distraction from their true roles in society. This quote illustrates the societal resistance to women's intellectual engagement and the fear of changing gender roles. Throughout the book, Schechtman emphasizes the role of crosswords in shaping and reflecting cultural norms. Crosswords are not just puzzles. They are a microcosm of society, reflecting the tensions, challenges, and triumphs of the times. By examining the history of crosswords, we gain insights into broader cultural shifts and the ongoing struggle for gender equality. One particularly striking story is Elizabeth S. Kingsley, who invented the double cross-stick puzzle in 1934. Kingsley's puzzles blended poetry and logic, requiring solvers to decode quotes from literature. Her work reflected her belief in the intellectual capabilities of women and the importance of integrating art and intellect. Kingsley's puzzles became a cultural phenomenon, attracting a diverse audience and challenging societal expectations of women's intellectual pursuits. Kingsley's story is about resilience and innovation. Despite facing societal resistance, she persisted, creating puzzles that were intellectually rigorous and culturally significant. Her story serves as an inspiration, highlighting the power of persistence and creativity in the face of societal challenges. In conclusion, the Riddles of the Sphinx is more than a history of crossword puzzles. It's a deep dive into the cultural and intellectual struggles of women throughout the 20th and 21st centuries. The book weaves together personal narratives, historical analysis, and cultural commentary to provide a comprehensive look at how crossword puzzles have reflected and challenged societal norms. By exploring the intricate relationship between crosswords and feminist history, the book offers valuable insights into the ongoing struggle for intellectual equality and the power of language and puzzles in shaping cultural narratives. In the Riddles of the Sphinx, we uncover the hidden history of crossword puzzles and their connection to feminist struggles. This book is a journey through the intellectual and cultural landscapes of the 20th and 21st centuries, highlighting how women used crossword puzzles to navigate and challenge societal norms. From Margaret Farrar's pioneering work to Julia Penelope's linguistic experiments, we see how crosswords became a medium for intellectual engagement and social commentary. One of the most memorable stories is that of Elizabeth S. Kingsley, who invented the double cross-stick puzzle. Kingsley's puzzles were not just games, they were a blend of poetry and logic, requiring solvers to decode quotes from literature. Her work reflected her belief in the intellectual capabilities of women and the importance of integrating art and intellect. Despite societal resistance, Kingsley persisted in her work, creating puzzles that challenged societal expectations and became a cultural phenomenon. Through these stories, we see how crossword puzzles have been both a reflection of and a challenge to societal norms. The book emphasizes that crosswords are not just puzzles. They are a microcosm of society, reflecting the tensions, challenges, and triumphs of the times. By examining the history of crosswords, we gain insights into broader cultural shifts and the ongoing struggle for gender equality. The Riddles of the Sphinx is a compelling exploration of how a simple pastime can be a powerful tool for intellectual and social engagement. The book weaves together personal narratives, historical analysis, and cultural commentary to provide a comprehensive look at how crossword puzzles have shaped and been shaped by feminist history. Through the lens of crosswords, we gain a deeper understanding of the cultural and intellectual struggles of women and the ongoing fight for intellectual equality.